Good Monday morning to you students. Today we are going to be discussing our monologues, but before we begin, let's pray. God, thank you for this day. Thank you that your Son has risen. I pray that you would be with us as we go over our research project monologues, and that you'll bless my students as they continue to work on their school at home. Amen. Okay, this is going to be a short video, like all of them have been pretty short. But we're talking about your monologue. Now, thinking through each of you, most of you have taken part in one of the co-op Shakespeare plays. And I think maybe Soren and Lydia are the only ones that have not done that. So you're very familiar with what a monologue is, but I'll go over it for the sake of making it clear. A monologue is going to be a 1 to 3 page written speech as if you were that character. So in Shakespeare, when Hamlet gives a monologue, he's speaking about his situation in life from Hamlet's perspective, and Hamlet's standing on stage and he's talking and all that stuff. And if we were going to have the Kentucky history play at the end of the year, which we might still have, I don't know, you as your character would come on stage and give a 3 to 5 minute monologue about your life. So that's what you're going to begin working on. Now, I know you haven't written your research paper yet, and that's okay. A monologue is going to follow a biography paper in a similar fashion. It's just going to do it from the first person perspective of I, okay? And you're going to do it and write it as if you were that person. So I believe Soren is Abraham Lincoln. So Soren would come on stage and he would be wearing a costume and he would begin with, for example, hello, my name is Abraham Lincoln and I am one of the most famous presidents that you've ever heard of, or something like that. And so the monologue is going to be set up in an introduction, and then so set up exactly like your paper, just shorter. So introduction, early life, middle life, achievements, things that they did that were super important, and their importance to Kentucky, and then their later life for Mr. Lincoln, his tragic assassination, like that. So I want you guys to begin thinking about your monologue, and then I do actually want you to begin writing your monologue, and I don't want you to write more than 4 pages because you might have to, I don't know, if this was a usual school year, you would have to memorize this, and then you would have to perform this for a play. Now, I don't know if that is what we're going to be doing this year, but I'm probably still going to ask you to memorize it and have your parents film you and then send it to me as part of your final project. So if you go over 4 pages, Sadie can tell you, memorizing lots of speeches is difficult. Now, when you write those speeches, it's a little bit easier, but again, it is hard. So if you go over 4 pages, you are going to be, that's too much. So 4 pages or less, the sweet spot is 2 to 3. I think my monologue in 7th grade, I was Mrs. Daniel Boone, by the way. My monologue, I believe, was 2.5 pages, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer. I don't quite remember. We had a very large class that year, so our monologues could be shorter. But since there are only 6 of you, in order to take up the full half hour, that would be the Kentucky history play, your monologues are going to need to be a little longer. Now, tips. My tips for writing a monologue is try to find the character's voice. And what I mean by voice is this goes to talking, not just writing. Here's where grammar and some of the rules of writing can be loosened, because you are speaking as a person, and people do not speak in perfect grammar. If you're a politician, your grammar is a little more polished, as if you go back and look at some of Abraham Lincoln's speeches, you can see that his grammar is definitely polished and precise, and he chooses his words very carefully. But if you're someone like Daniel Boone, I highly doubt that he ever wrote a speech. Well, I'm going to be careful what I say there, but Daniel Boone is going to have a more relaxed tone than, say, Abraham Lincoln or, say, Henry Clay. I would definitely go ahead and use a little bit of creative license here, because it's really fun to pretend to be someone else. If you enjoy plays, I say go for it. You're going to have a great time. Now, the way this is going to work, you're going to begin your monologue this week as you continue your note cards, okay? So you're going to do 10 more note cards this week, and you're going to begin your monologue. And I just want to see evidence that you've begun writing your monologue. A paragraph or two. I don't want you all to have to be like, oh shoot, I have to write the whole thing. No, you don't have to write the whole thing, but just give it a go. Just start it, and you'll be sending that in to me. You'll be finishing up your monologues the week after this one, and I don't have my dates out, and I'll look at them, and I'll make sure to include them in the email. But, so go ahead and begin it this week, and when you're finished, your monologue's finished, you can send it to me, and I will glance over it and give you all suggestions on how you can improve it. But my main suggestions right now are use your outline, go over the important events in that person's life, make it conversational, and also make it interesting, and find that character voice. So I don't have anything else to tell you guys this week besides I think this will be really fun, and I want you guys to embrace it as being fun and really get into character as much as possible. If you want to go ahead and like pick a costume, the play may or may not still happen, but you can go ahead and start working on that as well. So I hope you all have a great week this week.